of this assignment is, just one second. So today's problem of the assignment is you have to write a program in 8085. Okay, you have to write a program in 8085 to transfer the block of number from a given memory location to other memory location. Okay, so here is the problem. That means there is a block of numbers. Okay, okay, someone cannot. Still blank. Is it visible to everyone? The document that I am sharing here, maybe due to some internet problem, it may be hazy. So I just wait 1 minute, then I will start my description. Okay, just 1 minute. Some of the students are saying it is okay, it is clear. Some of are saying no, sir. So I am just waiting for 1 minute, then I will start so that the document will be loaded to your computer or mobile. Okay, so okay, now is it clear for everyone? If you have any still it is not clear, then you just need to write it down in the chat box. Then I will wait for some other time, for some time. Okay. Okay, I am waiting. Utkarsh has written that is not clear, sir. So I am waiting. Let's wait for 1 minute at least. So Kumar Sharma is saying same thing. It is not clear. So is it clear now? So I am waiting for 1 minute. Is it clear now? You can see that. Utkarsh, okay, it is clear for Utkarsh. So for ID, okay, it is clear for another student also. Okay, so and I for ID, what is the ID? 1239. So for ID number 1239, is it clear to you all? Okay, so everyone has confirmed that it is clear, so I can start. So here you can see the problem statement for today's problem. Okay, so what is the problem statement? The problem statement is you have to write a 8085 assembly language program, right? You have to write a 8085 assembly language program to transfer the block of numbers from a given memory location to other memory location. That means you can see in the description part there is a block of number, block of data. Okay, so this figure is very familiar to you because from the last two labs we are doing the same kind of problem. We are doing different kind of problem but keeping the same kind of data in our hand. Okay, so we, so you can see that there is a set of data, block of data is there. So it is each and every data is associated with the memory locations. Okay, so first memory location, that is your 8000 memory location, that is the counter value. Okay, the size of the block value. and from the next memory location the data are stored. So this is the input data, input section, right? In this input section you have the size of the block and you have the total block of data. Now what you have to do, you have to write a program so that you can transfer this block of data, from this set of memory location. Means you have to make a copy paste operation. Okay, so you have to make a copy paste operation. That means you just need to copy content of this memory location 8001, 8002, 8003, these all to 9000, 9001, 9002, 9003 from this to those memory locations. So what I have written here I have written the destination address location. So that means you have to copy this data and transfer it to this. Okay. So the trick of this problem is that you don't know the size of the data, because what is the size of the block you don't know. It is stored at the location 8000. So if for the example that I have shown here, you can see the size is 6, but it may be 100, it may be 1000, it may be 10,000, maybe. Okay, so that is unknown to the program, but it is known that the block size is written in the location 8000. So you have to take that data from that location, then you have to start your program, right? Okay, so you understand the description part of the program. So it is very uh, similar to the last problem that we have solved. So what is the difference with respect to our last problem, where we are trying to find out the numbers which are even from a block of data and transferring that number to the destination location. So you can understand that in that previous problem we are just interested to those data which are even, right? But here we are interested to each and every data. Here we are interested to each and every data. Okay, so here you have to transfer each and every data from this location 8001 to 9000. Then you have to increase your pointer to next location, then copy it, then transfer to the next location. Then you have to again increase the pointer, then copy, then paste it. So that means what you can see from this description, you can see that you need one register pair, that is written here HL register pair for the source location. You need one register pair for destination location. Okay, then you need one point register for counter, as a counter. Okay, and no more register is required, because you are not doing any kind of arithmetic operation, so that you require some other counter register. Okay, so no more register is required. So I think it is clear. Okay. Okay, I have one announcement. Just make a pause. I have one announcement. I have seen that some of you have given your attendance in the chat box, but not giving your attendance in the Google Class. So you have to give your attendance twice. One is at the chat box, and another is at Google Class. Okay, that because you know that the lab is divided. The attendance of the lab is 3p, right? So while you are giving your attendance in the chat box, it is considered as 1p. While you are giving your attendance and submitting your assignment in the Google Class, okay, then it will be 2 twice p. Okay, so if you miss any of this, that will create some problem. So better you have to be serious about that. You have to write your ID in the chat box also and in the Google Class. So Auditor sir already has created that two parts. One is for your attendance assignment. One is for your lab assignment. Okay. So once this session is completed, you have to go there and give your attendance. Okay, then you have to write your program table, then execute your program, then upload these two figures, these two documents to the classroom properly. And I have also shared here, Abhishek, the program table, because I have found that many of you students are writing their own style of program table, but this is not actually the thing. You have to follow a standard format of program table. So I have given that format. So you, from this program onwards, you have to have follow that program table. Okay, so that that program table will make sure that you can also understand your program properly, and it is also feasible to us to judge you properly. Okay, and each and every section of that program table you have to write. So many of your students are not writing the comment section, but just skipping that thing. You have to write the comment section by your own. Okay, so this is the announcement that I need to do. So just resuming that the part. So here in this problem you have understand what you have to do. So how many register you have to take? You have to take two pair of register for source and destination, and one single register for counter. Okay, so the logic is very simple here. You just need to take the first data to some register and then write it to the this location. Then you have to increase the point memory pointer at the source side, also increase that memory pointer at the destination side. If you fail to increase the memory pointer at the source side, then same data will be copied multiple times. Or if you fail to increment the memory pointer at the destination side, then the set and all the different data will be written at the same locations. So in the both way, these will create a wrong output, right? So that's why you have to have to increase the memory pointer at the source end, also at the destination end. Okay, so if I write the algorithm for this program, then it will be very simple. Here you have to locate the HL register pair at this source memory location. You have to locate your D register pair at the storing numbers. You have to load the memory location in the D register pair for storing the numbers. So this is your destination part. Then you have to store the number of elements in the register C that contains your block size. So you have to store it. So after initializing this to register pair, you have to store the first content of 8000 to register C. Then you have to increase the memory pointer of at the source side. Then you have to, when you are at the step 4, when you are increasing the HL pair, that means the memory pointer, then you are now locating the location 8001. So here this is the data 85. So you have to take a copy of the 85 and move it to the accumulator. So you have to move that data to accumulator, because you cannot directly move the data from this location to this. You have to take a register in between. So I am taking register accumulator as a reference register here. So I am shifting the data to accumulator, then I am writing that data to the destination. So after writing, what I have to check? I have to check whether I have completed all the block size or not. So, and don't miss the step number 6, where you have to increment the T, that means your destination memory pointer. This is your destination memory pointer. And you can see that here I am incrementing the HL, that means I have already incremented the source memory pointer in the step 4. So after moving the data fast data to the destination location, I have to increase the memory pointer of the destination location. Then I have to decrease the C, because this is the count value. So I have to decrease it because I have already transferred the first value to the destination side, so I have to decrease it by 1. Then I have to check whether it is 0. So obviously it is not 0, so it will be go to the next step number 4. So in the step number 4, what I am doing, I am incrementing the source memory pointer, then I am copying the number to accumulator, then I am writing, then I am. So this is basically a iteration, a loop that will continue until c becomes 0. When c becomes 0, the end, it will go out from this loop and add, and the step 9, this is the end of the. So just wait, it is very simple. This kind of problem we have already done in our previous lab session also, where we are trying to find out the only even numbers, but here we are want to transfer all the numbers. So I am hence stopping my lecture here. Now you have to write your program table and follow the given format of that program table. Okay. So in that format, you can see there are two types of table I have given. You have to follow the second one, because in the second format of the program table, you can see the your label column is there, and here you have to use a label column because jump instruction you are using, right? So second program table you have to follow, and following that program table, you just try to complete the program table. Okay, you have time 25 minutes. So it is right now 4:53. So 4:55. It is right now 4:55. So 5:20. I will resume at 5:20. Okay. Till now, you try to complete your program table. Okay. Also, you just write down your ID in the chat box, right? Okay. So you have already. Okay. You just write down your ID. Then you try to write the program table. Solution. Okay. Okay. Now you can see this simulated result. You can see here all the simulation software, how I am writing the code corresponding to the algorithm. Okay. Okay. So before starting my writing the program code, I have to set the starting address of the program. So I am setting it at 2000, right? So I am writing here 2000. Okay. You can also write it 2500. Okay, if you want to, no problem in that. Okay. Now I am writing the user data grid. So in the user data grid, you can see that I have written already these things. So 8000 location, I have written 8000. Then I am writing the size of the block. So I am giving this block size 06. Then I have given the consecutive numbers. Okay, so this is all the data that are stored from 8001 to 8006. So how many numbers are there? Six numbers are there. And I just make a one line gap. Then I have entered the location 9000 and giving the value of 9000, 00, all 0, right? So Using my keyboard, I can change the value, changing the value to 0. So I am sending the value from 8001, okay, to 9000, right? 9000 to 9000. So you can also do this thing, so you can easily understand that. uh, so just making the similar things, I have written starting address 2500 just for taking an example that you can write anything in this block. Okay, you may write also 3000. Okay, so no problem in that, because in this simulation environment, you can write anything in 16-bit length in binary and 4-bit length in hexadecimal. Okay, so just make sure that your starting address and your length of program should not override your user data grid section. That means if you write 8000 here, then it will create a problem, right? Because your user data grid will be the same for your programming part, then it will create a problem. So just be sure that, and you can use any of the address. So for this program, suppose I am writing the starting address from 3000. Okay, so just for this, so you have understand that user data grid I have given the data, and in this location I have given this. So so what I have changed here as minor change, that I am sending the data from 8001, right? Not content of 8000 is sending. So I have to set this destination location. Here I am changing it to 1. Okay, so you can see that just a small change I have done so that it is more visible to you, from because from 8001 data is going to 9001. So for that reason. So first, now you, after setting this user data grid, now come to the algorithm. The first line of this algorithm is you have to set your HL pair to the location 8000. So I have already used in my last two lab exam, lab experiments, right? So the instruction that is used here, that is LXI. So LXI H. So LXI H means your HL pair is containing the 8000. Okay, so that is actually memory pointer register. So you are making HL as a memory pointer register here. Now in the next line you have to make destination pointer register. So you are selecting register pair DE for this purpose. So I am writing LXI D9001. So your destination location is starting from 9001. So I am writing here 9001. LXI DE D9001. That means you are setting your destination memory pointer. So after setting these two memory pointer, what I have to do, according to this algorithm, I have to shift the content of the location 8000 to register C. Okay, so store the number of elements. So number of elements is stored at the location 8000. So that value you have to shift or copy and paste it to register C. For that purpose, you have to use MOV. So MOV C then M. So it will copy the content of memory location pointed by the 8000, that is HL pair, to the register C. So I have already discussed this thing. Next, what you have to do, so you are now you have to increase your, here you are coming to the number line number 4. Here you have to increase your HL pair, that is your source memory pointer. So you are still increasing source memory pointer to the next location. Then you have to copy, you have to move the number to the accumulator, that means MOV AM. Then what you have to do, the fifth step, you have to write the data. So you have your data in accumulator, then you have to write it data into destination location. So your data is now at accumulator, you can write it down directly using stxt. Okay, so stxt, by stxt you have already found it this instruction in the last lab also. stax. So what is the function? You are just storing the content of accumulator to the destination address, the address located by de register pair. Okay. So next, after this, what you have to do? You have to increment your destination memory pointer. So I have to use INX. It is a register pair, not a single register. Then you have to decrement your counter. Why? Because you have shifted the fast data to the destination location. So you have to decrement your counter value by 1 and check whether it is 0 or not. Whenever until it is not 0, you have to repeat the process. So repeat the process means you have to jump to the location, then just repeat the same process, increasing next location, copying to accumulator, write it to destination location. When the value of register C is become 0, and when the value of register C becomes 0 after 6 times of iteration. Okay. For this example, after 6 times of iteration. If I take a different example, different size, then I have to take some other. Okay, some other locations. Okay. So you understand? If I increase the counter value, that is the total block size, if it is 10, then you have to go for 8007, 8008, 8009 in that way, and you have to increase the memory destination memory location size. That is only the difference you have to do. So this program is applicable for any size of data. Okay, but to show it that size of data, you need a longer user data grid. So that's why I have taken the that much of length so that I can show you properly. Okay, so you understand the flow of program. Okay, so here I have taken the source pointer register, then I have taken this destination pointer register, that is memory pointer register, then I have shifted the count value to register C, then I have incremented the source pointer register, then I am copying it to the accumulator, then transferring to the destination part, then I am increasing the destination pointer register, then I am decreasing the counter value and checking whether all the data are traversed or not. If it is not, then I am jumping to the location where I have to increase to the next source memory pointer from the previous to next one. That is the basic program flow. So I have to save this thing, then I have to execute. So once I execute, you can see the data are copied from this location to this. So here the operation is copy paste, not cut paste. That means source location data are not changing. Okay, that you should know. Okay, so you can see and you can also see that how many machine cycles I have used for this code. 69. Program code with lesser than this machine cycles, it would be a very good practice. Okay, and if I suggest, if you can also try by yourself also, where using some other instruction, because there are different kind of instructions are in 8085. I have taken help of this instruction. You may take help of some other instruction, and so that your purpose is solved and your machine cycles is less. Okay, I got one question, sir. In my laptop simulation PC take 3000 after run. You can here you can see that I have taken the starting address 3000. That means my programming 2000, then I have to save the file, then I have to again execute it. So you can see that my hex code grid for the program table is starting from 2000. So that is the thing. You can take anything here. Okay, just make sure it is not collide with the this section of memory locations. That's all. Okay. Okay. So no problem. You can take 3000 or you can take 2000. Okay. So is it so just I'm changing it to 3000 and just execute it just once. So after executing, I can see that my program table is starting from 3000 location and it is ending at the location 300F, right? So where is 3010? I got a question that my PC is having showing 3000, but I could not see 3010 here. Um, so you can see that your program is started from 3000. Okay, okay. Sneha Kumari has asked me a question. In this general registered part, in the PC is showing 3000. Okay, I am just misinterpreting. PC means I am thinking about his or her personal computer. Actually, she is referring this PC. Why this PC is showing 3010? So PC actually is what? PC actually your program counter, and you know that program counter always point to the memory location which is next. Okay, so here your program is ending at this memory location 300F. So what is the next location? 3010, right? So PC is currently at that location, and as there is no further code is there, and your program is just ended at the 300F, so that's why it is very good. No problem for that. Whatever PC is trying to stay, let PC stay there. There is no harm to this. Okay, so PC always stay to the next memory location. But in okay, so problem is that yeah. Okay, I think I've given the answer. So you understand all the things, all the flow program, the chat, the algorithm part, the problem, the discussion, the logic, and the flow of program. So I can end this session here. Now you have to run this program. So there is a time limit also. You can check it from the Google Classroom. Okay, and don't forget to write your ID in that Google Classroom. Okay, if you forget to write your id in this chat box, you can write it down now. Okay, so I am ending this session.